River and Bridge, but certainly Lama Lodro's website are all, we put together these, all these diagrams for the exercises are on my website and are free for download. And they're really nicely drawn with very accurate descriptions in them. You won't be able to carry on this practice without these diagrams. They're just too complicated. You would do these, first exercises are done standing up, and then some of the later ones we can do sitting down. So you will need to stand up to do them, because they're done standing up. Okay? You're getting up a little slower than you used to. Sorry, it's just that you notice these things every 4 or 5 years. There's a change in people's body shapes.
Getting old, man.
Yeah.
All the diagrams are on our website. So.
Okay, so all the diagrams and videos are on River and Bridge. So it's a course. And I should say that ordinarily, to do this full course, we compacted it last year to four sessions. It's not enough to really get them down. I found takes 10 2-hour sessions to go through the whole thing. I shortened everything down and compressed it. So we're going to go through these demonstration, and it starts with you need to learn the 20 main acupressure points. I've renamed them to chakras instead of the Chinese, which I can't pronounce anyway. So I'm going to start out with this. We'll touch it. The crown chakra, third eye, shoulder chakras. It's halfway between the neck and the shoulders, okay? Thorax chakra, it's about 8 fingers below where these two collarbones join in there. About 8 fingers below. Thorax chakra. Transformation chakra, 4 fingers below the belly button. Okay, root chakra, halfway between the anus and the genitals. The upper knee chakras above the knee joints. You can see that? Above the knee joints, both sides. Lower knee chakras. Ankle chakras. And then on both feet, this is called the bubbling wells. Yeah, okay. Bubbling wells. Buttocks chakras. Ming Men center. And it would be parallel to the floor, directly behind the belly button, on the back, parallel to the floor. And then the two palm chakras. Okay. Crown chakra, third eye, shoulders, thorax, transformation, root chakra halfway between the anus and the genitals, upper knee chakras, lower knee chakras, ankle chakras, bubbling wells, one on each foot, buttocks chakras, Ming Men center, and the palm chakras. It's 20 points that we have to learn. Okay. In both of this and in the traditional Chinese medicine, we need to learn these 20 major distribution points. And what I have found learning this was when my first teachers, they didn't have points in the body. They just said go through the body. It's very helpful when you're learning to be able to move from one designated area in a short distance to another one. Like it's much easier to aim toward a chakra in the body than just try and move through the whole body. Okay, the first exercise is we're going to massage, we're going to pat the 12 main meridians in the body. We start with the right hand above the right hip, and we're going to be patting. And the idea would be we're going to pat down these pathways, down the outside of the leg. Okay, not too hard, no, pretty gentle. Okay, just keep patting. Okay, up to this transformation center. Then the left hip, patting, okay, on the outside. This is the best calming exercise that I know of. Okay, now the idea would be that we are stimulating the meridians. And when we're at a joint, let's say the knee joint, the hip joint, ankle joint, wrist joints, elbow joints, shoulder, we a little more time there, okay, on either side, okay, because when there's a joint, that's where there's a more problem for the energies to flow through. So you just do a little bit more there. Now we'll go from the right palm on the left shoulder, okay. Okay, so diagonal across the body. Okay. And then we're going down the front of the leg. Okay, around the side of the foot, outside, then up the back. Okay. The back to the Mingmen center. Oh, my arm doesn't go that far anymore. Yeah. Okay, left palm, right shoulder, diagonal. Okay, down the front of the leg. Around the side of the foot, up the back. Okay, and to the Ming-Min center. Okay. Now the left hand underneath the right armpit. You just tap it a few times, flip the arm over, and come down the front. Reverse the hand, other side of the arm. Okay, back the head, and then you're going to have to go over like this, up to the third eye. Okay. Then the right hand under the armpit first. So from the top. Okay. Now we do it again. Okay. Okay, it's your right hand on the outside of the right leg around the foot. Okay, a little bit more tapping on either side of the joints. Okay, up to the transformation center. Okay, left hand above the left hip. Okay, around, coming up the inside of the leg. Right palm, left shoulder, diagonal across the body, okay, down the front of the leg, down the front of the right leg, okay, to the end of the foot, to the outside of the foot, around and up the back. I think I did that one just right. Okay. Okay, underneath left hand under the armpit. And again, flip it around so the palm is up. Look at the fingers. Right hand under the left armpit. And on top of the shoulder, flip the arm, palm up. Okay, that's good. This is a very good calming exercise, this one here. You can feel it already, what it does. So, okay, we're going to smooth the energies down the front of the body. Okay, pretty simple. Gathering the energies. When we're gathering, we're going to slightly pull up on the perineum. We're going to clench the perineum area and gently pull in the lower part of the abdomen, and the tongue is being placed behind the upper front teeth. The tip of the tongue behind the upper front teeth, slightly clenching the perineum area and the lower part of the abdomen as we breathe in and gather the energies. And now we're going to pull the energies down, and you loosen the perineum area and the abdomen, let it hang out, but keep the tongue behind the front teeth. And then the energies are moving down to the upper lip, and then it moves to the tip of the tongue, follows the bottom of the tongue down, comes out to the throat, and then down the front of the body and back to the transformation center. Actually, we should go to the root center on this one here. Down the inside of the legs, and then to the bottom of the feet, the bubbling wells, and down into the earth. Now, when we get these gathering in of these energies with the tongue up, lifting with the perineum area, lower part of the abdomen, and you get the energies to the crown chakra, then as soon as you start moving the energies down, you're going to loosen you're going to relax the perineum area and the abdomen, but keep the tongue pressed to the back of the front teeth. And the energies are going to come from the crown chakra to the third eye, and then on either side of the eye, between the eyes and the ears, and join at the upper lip, and then it's going to get to the tip of the tongue, and then you can relax the tongue, and the energies are going to flow down the front of the body and down to the root chakra, down the inside of the legs, and to the bubbling wells. Okay? It's complicated, right? So you need the drawings. That's why you need the drawings. So we're going to gather the energies up, clenching the perineum area, tongue to the back, up on the roof, behind the front teeth. Okay, then dragging the energies down, relaxing the perineum area and the abdomen. Okay, to the third eye, between the eyes and the ears, to the upper lip, then to the tip of the tongue. The tongue is relaxed. The energies follow the bottom, on the bottom of the tongue, come out by the throat, come down the front of the body, through the thorax chakra, through the transformation center, to the root chakra, down the legs to the knee chakras, ankle chakras, and to the bubbling wells on the bottom of the foot. Gathering the energies, pulling the energies up. When we pull up the perineum, when we clench the perineum area, and we place the tongue on the upper teeth, it helps pull the energies up. So we're pulling the energies up, gathering the energies, and then we're going to drag that gathered chi from the crown chakra to the third eye, and then we're relaxing the perineum area and the lower part of the abdomen, between the eyes and the ears, upper lip, tip of the tongue, The energies go down the bottom of the tongue, come out the throat, and then down the front of the body, down the root chakra, inside the legs to the bubbling wells. Okay. Gathering the energies, dragging the energies from the crown chakra, third eye, between the eyes and the ears, upper lip, tip of the tongue, then down the thorax, transformation center, root chakra, down the inside of the legs to the bubbling wells on the bottom of the feet. Now that's called smoothing the energies down the front of the body. Now we will do it down the back of the body. You don't do anything with the perineum area, the abdomen, or the tongue. You're just lifting, gathering energies, okay, to the crown chakra, then dragging it from the crown chakra down the back of the skull, down your back, okay, to the root chakra, and then down the inside of your legs to the bubbling wells. Gathering the chi and dragging the chi down the back of the head, down the back, okay, through the Mingmen center to the root chakra, then down the inside of the legs, lower knee chakra, ankle chakra, down to the bubbling wells. Gathering the energies, dragging those energies down the back, okay, to the root chakra, down the inside of the legs, and to the bubbling wells. Okay. This next one is called expansion and contraction. And you form a chi ball right here like this, right over the transformation center. Okay? So it's like this. Breathing in. Breathe out through the mouth. Okay, good. This is called small circulation, this one here. This is the hand movement here. It's a half circle, hands put together, making a half circle like this. So when you breathe in, you're going up for your in-breath, end of in-breath when you get to this point here. And out-breath, and your out-breath when your hands touch again by the pubic bone. So in-breath, touching the xiphoid process, out-breath, back down to the pubic bone. That's the hand movement. The intention now will be placed in the root chakra and place it halfway between the anus and the genitals, the perineum area. And then on this in-breath, when the hands are moving up, you're going to move your intention from the root chakra up to this Mingmen center, which is on your back, okay? And it would be from the belly button to the back, parallel to the floor, right directly in back, right there, okay? So that's your point, that's your target. So when you're in breath, you're moving your intention, your consciousness, your awareness is moving from the root chakra up to the Mingmen center on your in-breath. Okay, that's the movement. We'll do a few of those. Root chakra to the Mingmen. Okay, that's the first phase. The second phase, now you're breathing in and you are at the Mingmen center, and then on your out breath, you're going to move your intention from the Mingmen center at a diagonal through the interior of the body to the transformation center. It isn't around the outside. It's directly on the inside of the body, core of the body, from the Mingmen center, back down to the transformation center, through the transformation center, and to the root chakra. So in the in-breath, you're moving the intention from the root chakra to the Mingmen center, and on the out-breath, you're moving the intention from the Mingmen center through the transformation center and back down to the root chakra. Okay, let's just do this slowly here. Breathing in, intention from the root chakra to the Mingmen center. Breathing out from the Mingmen center through the transformation center and back down to the root chakra. Also, when you're breathing in, your tongue is going to be placed on the roof of the mouth behind the front teeth, and you're going to slightly, just gently lift, or it's called lifting. It's not really lifting the perineum area. It's clenching the perineum area, okay? So when you're in breath, you're clenching the perineum area, tongue on the roof of the mouth behind the front teeth as you breathe in. And as you breathe out, the tongue is relaxed and the perineum area is relaxed, and you're moving the intention from the Mingmen center to the transformation center and back down to the root chakra. Okay, breathing in, clenching the perineum area, tongue up, okay, to the Mingmen center in the in-breath. Okay, relax the perineum area, the tongue down. Energies are moving as you breathe out. The energies are moving from the Mingmen center through the transformation center, back down to the root chakra. Any confusion about what we're doing?
Transformation center, is that the Dantian?
That is the Dantian, that is the Hara, that is the Dantian, or it is the Daidin. Some people call it the Daidin. Where's our martial arts master here? Daidin?
Dungeon, yeah.
Yeah.
But we called it Hara. It was
Hara, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's why I've named it Transformation Center, because in the Tantric tradition, that is our transformation chakra that we work with for Tumo heat. Okay, yes. Yep.
Are we visualizing the energy? Right now I'm kind of feeling it, but
That's good point. This is why live classes are so informative. Feeling is always far superior to visualizing. We're hoping to feel the energies.
So the second half of the journey is much longer than the first.
It is, but it's on the way down. And always lifting up takes usually a little bit more effort to raise the energies, and they generally will cascade down fairly easy on the way down. But it's through the body. It's like through the body to there, to the front, and then down to the root chakra. You got it? Yeah? Okay. So, again, intention move beginning in the root chakra. Okay, tongue up to the roof of the mouth, well, just behind the front teeth, just gently touching, tip of the tongue, gently touching just behind the front teeth. Okay, and then you're going to slightly clench the perineum area. You're going to breathe in and move your intention up to the Mingmen center. And then relax the tongue and the perineum area. You're breathing out, the hands are going down, moving through the transformation center back to the root chakra. And we just keep repeating that, okay? Okay, we will stop there. Generally speaking, it takes quite a few repetitions in order to get the pathways down and understand the exercise. There's a bit of confusion to start with, so you need the repetition until it becomes second nature. That's a strange statement, but until it's comfortable and you're not getting like confused about what to do. That's one of the simplest exercises. It is the simplest one. This next one's a bit of a challenge. You put your awareness in the root chakra. Okay, and then we're going to move that awareness up through the Ming Men center, up, continuing up the back of the skull to the crown chakra on top of the head. That will be on the in-breath with the tongue up and the perineum area clenched. Okay, on the out-breath, you're going to relax the perineum area in the lower part of the abdomen, but you're going to continue to keep the tip of the tongue pressed gently to the back of the upper front teeth. Okay, and then the energies are going to move from the crown chakra on the out-breath. Okay, out-breath, relaxing the perineum area, but the tongue is still up. The intention is going from the crown chakra to the third eye, and then on two pathways on the outside of the eye, between the eyes and the ears, from the third eye, between the eyes and the ears, joining at the upper lip. So let's take our fingers from the crown chakra, and we're going to trace this pathway. It's going to go to the third eye, and then between the eyes and ears to the upper lip. Crown chakra to the third eye, between the eyes and the ears to the upper lip. Crown chakra to the third eye, between the eyes and the ears to the upper lip. Okay, when the energies get to the upper lip, it jumps to the tip of the tongue, and just swallow saliva and follow that movement down on the bottom of the tongue, back down through the thorax chakra, through the transformation chakra, and back down to the root chakra. So the pathway is root chakra up the back when you're breathing in, through the Ming Men center, up to the crown chakra. And then you're going to breathe out. You're going to relax the perineum area, but you're going to keep the tongue placed to the roof of the mouth until you get to the upper point on the lip. So the energies on the out-breath are going to be moving to the third eye, and then you've just traced this movement, so you should still feel that, moving between the eyes and ears to the upper lip. And as soon as the energies get to the upper lip, it jumps to the tip of the tongue. That's why we keep the tongue pressed to the upper back teeth, so the energies move directly to the tip of the tongue, and then you relax the tongue, well, you swallow, and that relaxes the tongue. You swallow saliva, and then you're training the energies to move back down the front of the body. Don't do anything with the hands, just relax. Okay? Intention in the root chakra, on the tip of the tongue pressed behind the upper front teeth, slightly clenching the perineum area in the lower part of the abdomen as you breathe in, and you're moving the energies up the back to the crown chakra on the out breath, relaxing the perineum area in the lower part of the abdomen, and you're going to put your intention on the out breath is going to move to the third eye, and then on two pathways between the eyes and the ears and join at the upper lip, and then you're going to swallow. As soon as the energies get to the tip of the tongue, you swallow. And the energies will easily move down the front of the body back to the root chakra. Okay, in breath, tongue up, clenching the perineum area, energies to the crown chakra. Out breath, relax the perineum area, energies to the third eye, either side of the eyes and the ears, upper lip, swallow. and the energies will move back down to the root chakra. Any questions that you may have? Okay, we'll just do this for a while. Also, if you really have a problem with its complexity, you can break it into sections. Say, just move from the root chakra to the crown chakra, root chakra to the crown chakra, root chakra to the crown chakra, to get that firmly establish that pathway in your mind. And then you can practice from the crown chakra to the third eye, either side of the eyes. You can break it because it's a learning stage. We need to learn these pathways, and then they're going to open up as we do more and more repetitions.
The energy splits off from the saliva right around here?
It will always, when this goes to the upper lip, to the tip of the tongue, the energies are naturally moved on the bottom of the tongue and come out right here by the neck. The swallowing is an exercise to train us to move those energies down. And it is interesting that all Tumo has the same exercise. Most of the energy exercises, different traditions, have this swallowing that naturally brings the energies down, and the tongue up, and the perineum in the lower part of the abdomen are for bringing the energies up. And swallowing is for them to cascade down, okay? I don't know if we said that you should bring a bottle of water or not, but it is a good idea always to have a bottle of water handy to do these exercises. Okay, get a feel for that anyways. Body temperature beginning to go up? Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe we can open a window at the back.
Yeah. This will happen when you're doing these exercises. Your body temperature is going to go up. You may get vibrations in the body. But yeah. Okay, this next one we should probably do either sitting on the floor, on your cushion, or on a chair. I'm going to sit here. Oh, I got my spot. Okay, keep my spot here. Now, ordinarily we would do this exercise for 20 minutes, but I'm going to shorten this down because this is a review. Hopefully you've been doing this, so this is an extensive review, but I'm not going to do the full length, or it would take way too long. Okay, so you're going to be, and these upper knee chakras that we identified, the only time they're used is when you're in the sitting posture, like on a chair, and your thumb should touch those postures. It's for meditation. It's for collecting the circuit of energy.
When you're sitting like this.
It's okay. You can sit with your palms together here, like this here. That's good. But if you're in a chair, sit like this here. Or you could sit like this, but this is what these points are for, like this. Okay. Put your intention is in the belly button, not the transformation center, the actual navel belly button, the one you have at birth, that one, the umbilical cord button, okay? And your intention is going to be going to the Ming Men center. That's your target. So in the in-breath, you're going to move your intention, or your awareness is going to move from the belly button to the Ming-Men center on your back, okay? And then on the out breath, your intention is going to go from your Ming-Men center back to the belly button. Ming-Men, belly button, in breath, out breath, Ming-Men, back to the belly button. Okay, we'll just do a few minutes of this. No clenching. It's a very easy intention. Get your target, moving your intention from the belly button to the Ming-Men center. Slightly, I found, slightly hold it there just a little bit until you get your target back to the belly button. It's good to get the target identified before you start moving. Okay. The next one is this area here, right about between the shoulder blades, area about that big there. It's called the dorsal gate. Now we were going to move that from the belly button through the interior of the body. It can be bow-shaped curve. Okay, from the belly button, then it curved up to this area. Not a straight line, a slight curve toward the spine, and then ending up at the dorsal gate. So in the in-breath, you'll be moving your intention to the dorsal gate. You're at the Ming-Men, or at the belly button, and your target is the dorsal gate. So in the in-breath, your intention is going to travel up this pathway to the dorsal gate. And then you slightly hold the breath, and then you got your target as back down to the belly button on the out breath. In breath to the dorsal gate, out breath back to the belly button. In breath to the dorsal gate. Okay, it's relaxed. There's no clenching of the perineum area, no placing the tongue up on the top of the mouth. Just this intention, moving your awareness from the belly button to the dorsal gate, and from the dorsal gate back to the belly button. In breath to the dorsal gate, out breath back to the belly button. Okay. This last movement will be from the belly button. And we're going to go up through the dorsal gate up to the Jade Pillow. The Jade Pillow is a palm-size area right in the back of your head. This is the most difficult part in the body to move the energies through. So we're going to go from the belly button up through the dorsal gate up to the Jade Pillow on the in-breath. On the out-breath, from the Jade Pillow back down again to the belly button. And you do a controlled, it's a slow, not bursting with air, but a modest amount of air. When you get to the Jade Pillow, hold for just momentarily until you can establish your target, which is the belly button. And then on your out-breath, you go down to the belly button. You hold just enough to get your target back to the Jade Pillow again. So it's good to hold for a short, just momentary, just enough to reestablish your target. Okay?
From Jade Pillow, do we follow the same pathway back, or do we go?
No, same.
Pathway, so
It's the same. It's just this.
Like, okay.
Yeah. You're not going around. It's just back and forth. We're just opening up the pathways to do more complicated circulations. Yeah.
Is the energy moving the length of the breath, or can it go faster?
No, it should be coordinated. It will help you to be coordinated.
when the energy goes back down to the belly button, does it compress at all, or does it stay?
It's not. That isn't its intention. It's just to open. It's not to compress the energies. It's just to establish the pathways. All we're doing now is opening our existing pathways took me a long time to learn these, by the way. It wasn't easy. And to be able to actually teach them was a whole further, and it's helped immensely to have these questions, because I don't know if I'm clear in what I'm saying, and other people have done different practices that have different circulations. So it is important that we have these questions here like this. And this is being filmed, so I'm going to go through the whole set of exercises. How are you all feeling? Are you getting too hot? Okay, comfortable?
Yeah.
Yeah, feel good? It's amazing, isn't it, actually, how you can do these exercises. And yesterday, or 2 days ago, you were doing Anapanasati, and you could hardly get to the count of 3 before the mind wandered. And now you're doing half hour with the mind hardly wandering at all. So you can see different practices are, this is a very firm body practice, so it really welds the mind nicely to in the body. It's a good practice to do, really good if you are working, maybe tired. It's a good one to do, okay? So we're going to do the Jade Pillow, okay? Got it? Belly button, Jade Pillow back to the belly button. Same pathway up, same pathway down. In through the nose and out through the nose. Okay, good. That'll give you a sample for it. Now this next one is called the Microcosmic Circulation. You can do it sitting down. You can do this exercise sitting down here. Putting your intention in the root chakra. Tongue is on the roof of the mouth. Okay, perineum area is slightly clenched, and the energies are going to be moving up to the crown chakra on the in-breath. And then on the out-breath, the energies are going to move to the third eye, and in 3 pathways. 2 of them on either side of the right and left eye. And the third one is going from the third eye down the bridge of the nose. And you're going to meet at the tongue, except you're not going to swallow. You're just going to relax your tongue on the bottom of your mouth once your energies get to the tip of your tongue, and go down the bottom of your tongue and back down to the root chakra in the front of your body. So just a slight clenching of the anus area. Just a slight touching of the teeth to the tip of the tongue, to the back of the front teeth. So in-breath, extended in-breath, bringing your intention up the back of the spine, crown chakra, and then out-breath. Okay, relax the perineum area. Energies are now going to move to the third eye on the out-breath. You're breathing out to the third eye. 3 pathways, bridge of the nose on either side of the eyes, meeting at the upper lip. Energies snap to the tip of the tongue, and you can place the tongue down. You're not swallowing, place the tongue down, and you're going back down to the root chakra. Okay, in-breath, root chakra, crown chakra. Out-breath, third eye, 3 pathways, lip, tip of the tongue, then down the bottom of the tongue, out by the throat, down through the thorax chakra, through the transformation chakra, back to the root chakra. In-breath, energies going up the back to the crown chakra. Out-breath, from the crown chakra, third eye, upper lip, and then moving down the front of the body, back to the root chakra. Everybody got it? Okay. Okay, give you a sample for that. Now the tongue on this, because you're not actually pressing the tongue to the roof of the mouth with your mouth open, your mouth is closed, and the tongue is actually touching the bottom of your mouth and the roof of your mouth at the same time, and it naturally rests just behind the upper front teeth on my mouth anyways, like that. So the energies, you're not moving the tongue, you're not manipulating the tongue. The energies are just moving from the upper lip to the tip of the tongue, down the bottom of the tongue, out the throat, and down the front of the body. Let's just do a few more minutes of that. Okay. Okay, good. Good. That's the microcosmic energy circulation. Now we're going to do the macrocosmic energy circulation. Are you all okay? No vibrations, nothing strange happening? Okay. Macrocosmic energy circulation. Let's put your intention in the transformation center, the Diaden Dantian Hara Center. Okay, take in a few breaths, get gathered. Okay, now we're going to lift the energies up. You don't have to do anything with the perineum area or the tongue. Just keep your mouth closed fairly firmly, breathing in. Energies to the crown chakra. Out breath, 3 pathways, third eye, either side of the eyes, down the bridge of the nose, meeting at the upper lip. Energies go to the tip of the tongue. Okay, follow the tongue down, out by the throat, through the thorax chakra, through the transformation chakra, to the root chakra, down the inside of the legs, to the bubbling wells on the bottom of the foot. Then on the in-breath, it goes from the bubbling wells up through the heel, right at the back of the heel, okay, up the back of the legs on the in-breath, okay, to the 2 buttocks chakras, the right and left buttocks chakras, end of the in-breath. Okay, out-breath, energies go from the buttocks chakra back to the root chakra. In-breath, from the root chakra up the back to the crown chakra. Out breath from the crown chakra to the third eye, 3 pathways, upper lip, tip of the tongue, down the front of the body, through the thorax chakra, transformation chakra, root chakra, then down the inside of the legs, the lower knee chakra, ankle chakra, bubbling wells. End of the out breath. In breath from the bubbling wells, right through the back of the heels, up the back of the calves, the back of the thighs, to the buttocks chakra, end of the in-breath, out-breath from the buttocks chakra to the root chakra, and then in-breath from the root chakra, up the back to the crown chakra. Out-breath, crown chakra, third eye, 3 pathways, upper lip, tip of the tongue, following the bottom of the tongue, out by the throat, through the thorax chakra, through the transformation chakra, to the root chakra, down through the inside of the thighs, to the lower knee chakra, to the ankle chakra, to the bubbling wells. In-breath from the bubbling wells, through the heels, up the back of the calves, through the back of the thighs, to the buttocks chakra, end of in-breath. Out-breath from the buttocks chakra to the root chakra. In-breath from the root chakra up the back to the crown chakra. Got the pathways? Okay, all right, we'll give you a few minutes of doing that. When you end the practice, end in the transformation center where you started. Okay, we'll stop there. Got it, Sarju? Okay, okay. Got limits on how long they can record. We have to kind of break it at a time. We're not going to miss something. We're going to do the full body circulation. We're going to put the energy through 12 meridians on this one here. Start in the transformation center. I won't do any breathing. I'll just move you through it because it's complicated. Transformation center. Okay, then you gather there. You do a few breaths until you're settled. And then you will move your energy on the out breath. We'll be going to the down the inside of the legs, the same pathway as we've just done. The same pathway down the inside of the legs. And then on the in breath, we're coming up the back of the legs to the buttocks chakra, end of the in breath. Out breath, energy is moving from the buttocks chakra to the root chakra. And then on the in breath, the energies are going to be moving up the spine to the dorsal gate. That's between your shoulder blades, right? And then split in two pathways and going to that shoulder, those shoulder chakras that we established, halfway between the neck and the shoulders, the shoulder chakras. Okay, that's the end of the in breath. Out breath, the energies are going to be moving down the right and left arm, the top of the right and left arm. That would be not your palm, but with your hand palms down. So the energies are going to be moving on the outside of your arm, the top of your arm. That's a better one, top of your arm, okay? On the out breath, going from the dorsal gate to the shoulder chakras, down the top of your arms to the tip of your index finger. And then on the in-breath, the energies are going to go from your tip of your index finger up the inside of your arms, through your armpits, and then meeting at the thorax chakra. Okay. And so that is the end of the in-breath. Okay. And okay, we'll just do it a few times, and then we'll get the pathways. The
So
pathways.
this is the opposite direction as how we warm them up?
I believe it is, actually. Yeah. When we were doing the paddings, we were going down the inside of the arms first and then up the outside of the arms. On this one, we're going down the outside of the arms and up the inside of the arms. Okay? Okay, we're now at the thorax chakra on the in-breath, from the tip of the index finger up the inside of the arms, in-breath, to the thorax chakra. And then on the out-breath, it goes from the thorax chakra through the transformation chakra. It's just on these energies are moving just on the inside of your skin, not on the outside, on the inside of your skin. Okay, down to the root chakra. And now the energies on the in-breath are going to be moving up through your central canal. That's the core of your body, in front of the spine. It's not the spine. It's right directly in the core of your body. It's your central energy channel. It's going to move up. Your intentions are going to move up, and it's going to bend and come back out to the thorax chakra. Then on the out-breath from the thorax chakra, down the front of the body to the root chakra. On the in-breath from the root chakra, up the core of the body to the thorax chakra. Out-breath from the thorax chakra down the front of the body to the root chakra. On the in-breath from the root chakra up the core of the body to the thorax chakra. And then on the out-breath, the energies are going to go down to the root chakra. And then on the next in-breath, up the back to the crown chakra. over the top on the out breath, down the 3 pathways, upper lip, tip of the tongue, back down the front of the body and back down to the transformation center. It's a lot, so we'll go through this slowly. You put your awareness in the transformation center. Okay, on the out breath, you're moving down the inside of the legs to the bubbling wells on the bottom of the feet. On the in breath, you're moving the energies up the back of the thighs to the butt chakras. Okay. When you get to the butt chakras, you got a little bit of a rest. On the out breath, you're going to the root chakra. On the next in breath, you're going from the root chakra through the Mingmen center to the dorsal gate to the shoulder chakras. End of the in breath. Out breath from the shoulder chakras down the top of the arms to the tip of the index finger. End of the out breath. In breath from the tip of the index finger up the inside of the arms and to the thorax chakra. End of the in breath. Out breath. Energies are moving from the thorax chakra down to the root chakra. Next in breath, the energies are moving from the root chakra up through the core of the body and then bending out to the thorax chakra. End of the in breath. Out breath. Thorax chakra down the front of the body to the root chakra. End of the out breath. In breath. Root chakra up the core of the body and then bending out to the thorax chakra. End of the in breath. Out breath. Back down to the root chakra. End of the out breath. In breath. Up to the thorax chakra. End of the in breath. Out breath to the root chakra. In breath, up the spine and the back to the crown chakra. Out breath, 3 pathways, either side of the eyes, down the bridge of the nose, upper lip, tip of the tongue, down the front of the body, all the way down the inside of the legs to the root chakra. Okay, down the inside of the thighs to the bubbling wells. In breath, up the back of the legs to the butt chakra. Out breath to the root chakra. In breath, from the root chakra to the dorsal gate. Out breath from the dorsal gate down the top of the arms to the tip of the index finger. In breath, index finger up the inside of the arms to the thorax chakra. Out breath, thorax chakra down to the root chakra. In breath, from the root chakra up through the core of the body to the thorax chakra. Out breath from the thorax chakra to the root chakra. In breath, root chakra to the thorax chakra. Out breath, thorax chakra to the root chakra. In breath, root chakra to the thorax chakra. Out breath, thorax chakra to the root chakra up the back of the spine to the crown chakra. 3 pathways, either side of the eyes and the bridge of the nose, upper lip, tip of the tongue, down the front of the body, and then you'll finish at the transformation center. You can do as many of those circulations in a row as you like. I find maybe 5 or 7 is a reasonable number to learn the pathways. Again, you can the drawings are the drawings for this circulation are not on Brian's website. They will only be available on my website. These last ones, I've just added these in recently here.
I have a question.
Yep.
When you went from your dorsal chakra, did you not say go to the shoulder chakra first?
I
the first time?
you did. What did I say the second time?
You didn't say anything about the shoulder chakra. You just went from the dorsal down the arms.
Okay. On the in breath, from starting from the root chakra, you go up the spine to the dorsal gate, and then you end the in breath at the shoulder chakras. And then on the out breath from the shoulder chakras down the top of the arms to the tip of the fingers.
Yeah.
And then on the in breath up the inside of the arms and ending at the thorax chakra. That would be on the inside of the skin to get there. And then down on the out breath, down to the root chakra. And then you're moving up through the central canal. But you're not going all the way up. You're just going to the thorax chakra, coming out at the thorax chakra. And do several of those circulations like that. I was doing 2 or 3. You can do more, but at least 3. And then you're going to go back down to the root chakra, okay, down the inside of the legs and do up the back. And then you'll have to do this thing over the top of the crown again and back down and end at the transformation center. Okay?
Question,
Yeah.
when you're bringing the breath to the thorax and it comes back down, is it outside of the body or inside?
It is always on the inside of the skin, except for that one pathway that we're going to go through the in core of the body. And this one here, you will have to be sitting in a chair or standing. You won't be able to follow these pathways with your legs crossed. It'll be get all mixed up.
Alexandra has a question. She's silent.
May I ask?
Oh, yeah, okay. Hi.
So I just wanted to confirm, so the central channel, so from thorax down and then up through the central channel, that's the middle of the body, that's not the inside of the spine?
That's correct. It's the middle of the
And
body.
then- Okay, and then when we go back down for the final circulation, we go down to the root and then up through the spine. Is that on the inside of the spine or on the outside of the spine all the way up to
We're
the crown?
not going, well, the central canal is located very close to the inside of the spine, depending on how much you weigh.
I'm just having one of
The
those.
front of the
Yeah, I'm
spine.
just having one of
Yes.
those.
The
The front of it.
the front of the spine.
Yeah.
I got distracted here with this. Okay, how are we doing, Alexandria? Okay, that's a challenge. I'm getting a little tired. That's why I'm losing it. Okay, the whole circulation, we'll just go through this a couple more times. You're going to start in the transformation center, and you're going to gather yourself there. You're just going to relax and gather yourself. 3, 4 breaths, 5, whatever it takes, just to get settled down. And then on your out breath, you're going to move your intention from the transformation center to the root chakra, down the inside of your thighs and calves, to the bubbling wells on the bottom of your feet. End of the out breath. Then on your in breath, you're going to move the energies up the back of the legs to the buttocks chakras. End of the in breath. And then you're going to breathe out, and you're going to put the energies to the root chakra. And then you're going to breathe in, and you're going to move the energies up the back to the dorsal gate, 2 pathways, and you're going to stop your in-breath at the shoulder chakras. And then the next out-breath, your energies are going to go from the shoulder chakras down the top of your arms to the tip of your index finger. And then on your next in-breath, the energies are going to move from your tip of your index finger up the inside of your arms and to your thorax chakra. That would be just underneath the skin. And then on the out-breath, you're going to move your intention down this well-established pathway just under the surface of your skin from the thorax chakra through the transformation center and back to the root chakra. And then on the in-breath, you're going to move the energies up through the core of the body. We'll call that the central canal. And that will move up through the core of your body, and then the energies will bend out, and move out to the thorax chakra at the end of that in-breath. And then you will do a few of those circulations from the thorax chakra back down to the root chakra. Then from the root chakra up the core of the body. You're not going on the central canal is not the spine, but it will be, is that right? Front of the spine? Am I using the right thing? In front of the spine, and in front of the spine, moving up through there to the thorax chakra, and do a reasonable number of those circulations from the root chakra, breathing into the thorax chakra, then out down the, in this case, when you're breathing out, then the energies are going to be on the inside of the skin, back down to the root chakra, then breathing in, you're going to move the energies up the central canal, and then curving out to the thorax chakra. And you do that a few times. And then on the next circulation, on the last circulation, you're going to go from the root chakra up the back to the crown chakra. And then between the three pathways that we've been working on, and then all the way down again through the root chakra, all the way down the inside of the legs to the bottom of the feet. And then on the next in-breath, you're going to go from there to the buttocks chakras, out-breath to the root chakras, then up the back to the crown chakras, then on the out-breath from the crown chakras down the front of the body. And you're going to stop then at the transformation center. That would be, say, one circulation. And we want you to do a number of those.
So you're ending at the transformation center on an out breath, but you also start on an out breath. So there's a half breath in there.
Yeah, we're starting at the transformation center to get established and beginning our circulation from there, and we're ending at the transformation center and also sitting for a while and gathering ourselves. This exercise is recommended that you do it lying down. And it's a great exercise to do when you're going to sleep. It's a great exercise as a segue into dream yoga, by the way. It's a really good exercise to do a segue into. And I noticed that Stephen Labarge is using these to recommend to go to sleep on them. It will help if you download the drawings so that you can see the drawings, and that you definitely, if you even get it here now, tomorrow it'll be gone. Well, if it was my mind, it would be gone, and I'd have to refresh it again. You might have a better memory. Okay, you ready? Let's do 3 of those circulations like that. Okay? Okay, good. Good, okay. Rub the hands together. Okay, get them good and warm. Place them on your cheeks here. Move them up over the back of your head and around your skull. Okay. Okay, rub them again. I'm going to move from the skull over the front of the body, down the front of the body, down to the transformation center. It can be quite firm. Okay. All right, now we need to stand up. Okay. Doing the massage. Okay, right hand over top of the right hip starting. Okay, down the outside of the right thigh. Okay, okay, up the inside. Okay, to the transformation center. Left hand, the left hip. Okay. Okay, right palm, left shoulder, diagonal across the body, down the front of the thigh. Okay, up the back. Okay, ending at the Ming Min center. Left palm, right shoulder, diagonal. Okay, down the left front thigh, front calf, around the foot, the calf, up the thigh, to the Ming Min center. Left palm under the right armpit. Flip the arm up. Crown chakra, right palm, left arm. Okay. Now, women place their right hand in their left palm, right over left. Okay, men, left over right. Okay, it's the opposite then. And you put that chakra over the top of the transformation center, or as close as you can get to it. Okay, and then we're going to be, this is clockwise. So you're on top of the transformation center. Your first movement is to your left, down and around. Okay, very gentle. Okay, now reverse it. Okay, good. All right. Alexandria. See, so this is where you can use your eyes, your focusing of your eyes to help lift those energies over the top of the head. You can, that is, in this practice, that is recommended. I can't do that. My eyes are too sensitive to try and look back at the centers and move them around. I have to relax my eyes and just feel the energies. Okay, are there any questions? Anybody out in Zoom world have any questions? And I'm going to repeat it, is that these classes we did last year, 4 of them are all on River and Bridge website, and they're decent. Along with that, on River and Bridge are all the exercises, diagrams for the exercises, except for the last one that we just, not this one, but the circulation, the full circulation is not on Brian's website, I don't think, because we put it up recently, and it is on my website, that last exercise. And Okay, we'll try and get it on Brian's
Yeah.
website without wearing him out, because he only works 18 hours a day now. Maybe we can, I was actually gonna have him iron my shirt, because it has some, I didn't, because my wife says, well, have him iron your shirt. I said, oh, right, poor Brian. Yeah, look at that, iron my shirt. Wait to that, yeah, and my shoes need polishing too, so. Yeah, which brings me to Brian, is not in great health. He has a heart condition that is on medication, so I just let you know that he occasionally needs some help in the yard and other things that would be really, really take a lot of load off him, as some of his students would do things for him. Okay. Wouldn't hurt to give a little money. You know, well, look, we all have households, you know, you can't run this center here, this building, and heat it, and insurance for less than $2,000 a month. You know, so just to let you know. Okay. All right, yeah, Doug.
When we were doing the movement from the transformation center to the dorsal gate to the Jade Pillow.
You were moving from the transformation center.
Oh, the belly button to the dorsal gate.
Yes.
To the Jade Pillow.
Yeah,
And then back up and down.
yeah.
As soon as it would get to the Jade Pillow, my ajna would brighten. Like it would glow. So should I try and pull the energy back?
No, just look, what will happen is, like with all these things, there'll be a series of things that happen, and then you'll move on to another experience. All we're trying to do at this point is to establish energy pathways in our body, so that we become very, very familiar with the pathways and develop some capacity to actually move these energies around in a very distinct pattern in the body. I had at one point, I've gone through different things. Like when I first started opening up the channels, I felt like garden hose things with water running through it. And then it went to, I just would visualize a ball and move that. That was very, very good to do that. So yes, there will be. What?
You're muted, they
Oh,
can't hear
are you
you.
muted?
Okay, again,
Who's muted? Oh,
you're not muted now.
Brian turned it off when you said he should ask for money.
Probably should end it right
okay.
there.
Yeah, the mic got muted for. Okay, it's back on now. So what we're doing here is establishing a 1,500-year-old pathways that were recorded in the China, and they were done by a famous practitioner. They're reputed to be 4,000 years old, but they weren't actually. Well, they were cast in a bronze statue, maybe, showing all these pathways plus 420 acupuncture points. We're just working with these 20 major distribution centers on the body that have helped me a lot to move the energies from one point to the next. It takes a while to do these repetitively, to get comfortable with them. The first whole part of this is establishing the patterns and the pathways. It takes some practice and some repetition. You get mixed up as you're doing it. You get confused, and you have to slow down and reestablish and do the exercises over and over and over again. Also, it is a major mistake not to do these finishing off exercises at the end, because you're going to have trouble with energies, especially to get caught in the head. And we're going to try and get those massaged down, moving down, and this finishing off. The padding exercise is a very important part of any energy work, is that there's a lot of physical redistribution exercises. When we're practicing Tumo heat, we're practicing basically 40 minutes of physical exercises to 20 minutes of Tumo heat exercises. The Tumo heat exercises are always done when you're holding your breath. So you're learning to hold your breath for more extended. We shouldn't go there, actually. That's way too, so what you're saying. 3 different degrees of QiGong energy, like practices they do. This is called circulating the energies, and it is the safest and easiest to do. And then there's spiral energies, where you're moving in spirals and spiraling the energies around. And then the compacting energies. I didn't do any of those tonight. I didn't do those tonight. There are many more exercises, by the way. But this is what we did tonight is that's a good solid QiGong program right there. That's what I taught tonight is what usually I would teach distributed over 10 classes of 2 hours each to get what we've got tonight, and make sure that we've done lots and lots and lots and lots of repetition on each class, and move much more slowly than we did tonight. How are you all feeling? Good? Pretty amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, people talk about, like what kind of a practices I do. What about Anapanasati? Do you want to do I don't know, one core work? Do you want to do deity work? Well, if you want quick results and you're working and you're coming home from work, this is a practice that's going to give you very, very assured results. Yep.
What are some of the benefits of this? Like, I feel good.
That's a pretty good benefit. Well, it's not easy to feel good all the time, and to have something that you can actually do to feel good. Okay, here. But in addition to that, we're going to be doing 3 classes in traditional Chinese medicine, healing the organs. Now, what happens with ill health? Well, there are genetics and there are weak chains in all of our coding. But a lot of people's early deaths could have been avoided if they had listened to their body. It's always talking, but you're busy, so you're ignoring that slight not good feeling in the pit of your stomach. Or maybe it's your knee hurts, or maybe it's your shoulder. But you learn to say, well, that's not too bad. We'll just let that go. After a while, the body seems to say, well, that's pretty useless, sending any messages. They're not going to do anything anyways. Let's just not do anything. And so the circulation of blood and healing components that our body naturally uses to heal itself aren't getting to that area. So this type of practice opens up any of the dead spots in the body, because that last one we're doing is moving energies through all 12 meridians, plus the conception vassal and the governing vassal. So it's moving it through all 14 major channels in the body. And if you continue to do that, it will awaken the body. Well, you can feel it already. It's getting smooth and calm, and that awakens it. And people think of energy work as, it isn't. It's soft. It's soft and gentle, just a nice, comfortable feeling. And yes, so this practice will open up natural healing of the body in areas that have been dulled, deadened area. You know that when you massage, there's dead spots in people's bodies. right? You can just feel them. This is a way of moving the energies and awakening the natural circulation of energies in the body for healing. It's a good, gentle way of healing. The TCM is more targeted. It's much more strenuous than this too. Yeah. Anybody out in Zoom land out there talking?
Yeah, it's Ali again. If I may make a comment on this, so I was doing this after you had left,
Yes.
but I found I didn't have the energy to it. I was like, oh, I'm actually getting depleted, and that ended up being a really amazing journey for me into figuring out, like, why is my body so tired that I can't even do this exercise. And so I started going to TCM, and I actually had to start taking some basic herbs. And then I made a whole bunch of diet shifts, and my life has changed, and it's amazing. So it's good that I tried to do these exercises and couldn't. But I wanted to just comment, if anyone else does like find they're getting lightheaded, or like somehow it's too much, that I did find going to get some acupuncture and then taking some organ supporting herbs was really helpful. And now I've got like this practice is amazing, but 9 months ago it was not amazing for me.
Good
Yeah.
comment. Also, man, I don't know how you do it. You have an incredible amount of responsibility for a young person, but so I'm very impressed.
I'm not that young.
When you're my age, you are young. How old are you? Ali?
You're not supposed to ask that.
No one wants to know. I'm almost 40, people.
Oh, wow.
What do you feel?
That's humiliating.
Okay.
It's Donna.
Hi, Donna.
Hi. I just wanted to mention that I was on your website, and those last 2 exercises aren't in the package of 15 exercises that are posted.
Okay, I'll check on that. I thought they were up. I was given them. Really, they're not there. Okay.
There was an email from Chris
Yes.
earlier today saying she's going to try and get them, I'm not sure exactly which diagrams, but
Yeah.
she's working on some. She'll get them up in the next day or two.
They'll be up in the next few days. They will be up. We'll assure that. Chris's health has not been good. We had them up, but she must have taken them down, being a perfectionist, to create a little bit better, maybe font, a different style. She has to go through all hundreds of them. Okay, so they will be up. And meanwhile, most of them are up. Most of them are up there. Yep. Okay, that's it then? Okay. Well, it's a gift to you. This is a good one here. Okay. Compassion, awareness, and wisdom.